Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Cold Steel 2. We are still on this luxurious ship, the Pentacruel. Is that what I'm saying it right? Yes, that's right. And there's a lot of people for us to talk to here, just to gather up some information, seeing where they all stand, and a surprise guest somewhere on the second floor. And after all that, we need to make a decision what we are going to do with the proposal that Duke Cayenne made of joining him to end the war as fast as possible. But before we can even think about what kind of choice we are going to make, we have to gather up some information and then see, will we stay to give him an answer, or maybe will we try to escape? Because that's always a valid option. It will be a hard one with everyone here against us, all those military units. Extreme powerful generals. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But first, lots of people to talk to. So let's start talking. And of course, knocking down a few doors.
I can sense someone inside.
Yeah. If Scarlet was next door, then this has to be Vulcan, right?
Judging by the fact that S is in the next room.
He's thinking the exact same thing as I.
It's open. Come on in.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C, and he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name. To us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. You might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. You got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Of course.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take. We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame him for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Maybe they stuck around because of their mutual respect of Crow.
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me? I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war, and teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid, being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them, you've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not.
That is true. Either way, it's gonna be a very, very rough road.
Make sure to think long and hard before you decide. And if we end up as enemies again, show me what you got. On the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid.
I don't agree. I think you handled it quite nicely.
Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
What job? Do they all already have an idea of what they want him to choose?
He saw right through me.
He probably did, yeah.
He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark.
Well, he did fulfill his goal, so maybe that's the spark that he might have missed? Or maybe there's no spark because he doesn't want Rean to choose this side. And showing his spark right now would maybe entice him to do so. I don't know. Just flipping up a few options.
His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
So basically, he's just following orders from now on, since his goal has been met. Oh, curious, we'll see. Hey, dear old friend of mine.
Good day to you, Rean Schwarzer.
Hey, Mr. Blue Blink, yes.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself.
If you knew him a bit better, you'd believe it, definitely.
Well, what the hell. I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though.
Shirley Temple it is.
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
Not only you, for us as well.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal? He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Rean. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
I wouldn't go that far, but kudos on the first 2 points.
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join.
Oh, I'm sure that he wouldn't.
To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too, then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Olivert to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, These kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreikel's, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Oliver think himself as the second coming of Dreikel?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will.
Even though I have to agree with there are some things that align with it, but I don't believe that's the case.
I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreikel's.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going.
Aw, I really wanted to know.
Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it.
and on that notion, he didn't get his answer, so back on with the mask.
I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot, but I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Very interesting discussion. I loved it. Haha, well, do make yourself comfortable here on the ship. It is simply filled with beauty, albeit a different kind to what I would usually prefer. Look at him. A wanted criminal is here, lazing around and enjoying a drink. Oh well, that's not much point in grumbling about it. No, it makes things a lot more interesting, to say the least. Alright, onwards to the next, I guess.
I wonder who's in here.
We got a visitor?
Come on in.
Excuse me.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Have a seat. Bourbon? I suppose not.
No. Shirley Temple, Long Island tea. No, Long Island tea is still with alcohol, I think, so we'll keep it non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I really shouldn't. How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now. We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day that's sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
Very tempting, but let's not.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. He seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious.
Oh, he is. He definitely is.
Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
Huh. Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
Yeah, she did really well. With a little bit of tutoring, of course, but she really blossomed up. Not in her only in her studying, but also with her friends and gardening skills.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her, like two proud parents talking about their child.
Parents? The thought that I had in my mind, exactly as he was about to say this, was they seem like two brothers just being proud of their little sister. But I think it's a little bit of that, yeah.
And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
Okay, yeah. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, you'll never know.
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well... We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that.
I guess we'll have to wait till a later point when Fee is the one asking it to them, isn't it?
I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
Exactly.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time.
Please do. I think she needs that answer.
Until then, leave the issue be.
Alright, I can accept that. Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do, if not more so. I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
But still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Well, we did repot her plans,
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers. I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well. At least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete waste of time.
Definitely not. Yeah, so whenever we have to fight them, we gotta make sure to take Fee with us. If anything, it might destabilize the entire situation a little bit. Not a bad thing.
I can sense someone inside.
Oh, yeah.
What the?
McBurns. McBurns, definitely. No one else would elicit a response like this. Oh, maybe you can tell us a bit more about the power. Because power recognizes power, definitely.
Oh, it's you. Forgot you were staying here too.
Yeah. What was that? It's gone now anyway. Maybe it was just my imagination.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the Alliance or not, to be honest.
So far, neither of them, to be honest. They just want Rean to make up his own mind on what he wants to do.
Oh, I didn't come here for any specific reason.
Interesting. You mixed by any chance?
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass.
Come on, you have to know what he wants to know, right?
So, what do you want to ask?
When we ran into each other back near Bereahard, you asked a weird question. Something about being mixed?
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time, but what did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel. What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature. It's kinda hard to put into words.
Yeah, seems that way. I know you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my head around what you're saying.
Just watch.
Huh?
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic. And I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
He's a mutant.
Something that just gives you results, without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them. You've got one too, right?
Yeah. Also strength.
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is coming from.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas. Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though.
Oh.
There, huh?
Ah. I think I get at least somewhat of it now. Maybe people were being mixed as children to nurture this power, and McBurn has got it fully because he was officially tested, and maybe Rean got the power because he was attacked, and that's why he has the scar on his chest. What was mixed in got into his system through that scar, and that's how he gained the power, and that's probably why McBurn says he has just a little inside of him. I could be wrong, it could be fully mixed, just to keep with the terms, but that could have been a thing, that he got infected by this power during that attack, which we know very little about so far. Interesting, really.
Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure you've got more questions, but sorry, I can't answer them.
No, it's okay. You've answered enough already.
Well, he did point us into a direction, at least for me.
I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
Good for you, I guess. So, we done now?
Yeah, thanks for your time. Oh yeah, so how much of you is unnatural?
Me? All of me.
Oh, I love that character, I do. All of me.
His circumstances seem very different from mine. Guess all I can do is remember what he said. Maybe there will come a time when it'll all make sense.
I hope so. It would be really nice if we can get full control over that power of his. It would be an amazing asset. Especially combined with Valimar.
I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is. What the story behind me being given this power as a kid is. One day.
Yeah. Nice chat. Alright, onwards to the next. Dooley?
Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir.
Yeah, we still have a couple of them left. I wonder.
Huh? It's open. It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here. Oh.
She likes to nap. A lot. A little bit like V, to be honest.
Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child. Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
Situation assessed. Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentagrul. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. Then again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left. Wait.
Huh?
Good morning?
Rean Schwarzer, why are you here?
Your door was open. Honestly, I was not trying to be a creep in here.
Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then. Clown Soleus.
Whoa, easy, Sammy.
No, it was just an innocent mistake. Whoa, can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers. So you claim to have no inappropriate motives for sneaking into this room?
Not anymore, at least.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell victim to temptation and chose to act in accordance to your desires.
No! No, I didn't! How many times do I have to explain what happened before you'll believe me?
I was making a joke. Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Interesting. Did you see that symbol at the bottom of his design? It could be just me, but it looked a little bit like a bunny or a fairy. And if it was a fairy, it could be the same symbol we have been seeing around the shrines. Might be looking too much into things, but it's interesting.
Oh, right. Then what was all that for? Oh, whatever. I suppose it's my own fault for coming in without permission. Anyway, I've cleared my name. I'll see you some other time, probably.
If that's what you want to do, you didn't come to ask me anything then?
Well, no. Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. I do have a lot I'd like to ask you, though. And just as much I'd like to say to you. Okay, if you're offering, what are your reasons for helping the Alliance? Why do you have a puppet just like Milliam's? Just who are you?
The answer to your first question is, I was ordered to do so. As all information regarding Clown Soleus is confidential, I am unable to answer your second question. And as for the last one, I am unable to fully comprehend the depth of your question.
Oh, forget it.
Basically, those are the three answers to the question.
You abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that. And it's not something I think I can forgive. See you around.
Rean is too nice of a person.
Sorry, that was probably too harsh. I can't pretend to know anything about your circumstances, but I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will. Anyway, with that said, I'll be going. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
What?
That's the name of the place I belong to.
Is that where both she and Milliam comes from?
It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance. Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose to you.
That is at least something.
The name doesn't ring any bells, and loaned. That makes it sound like, I suppose it's none of my business.
He can't help himself, can he?
Thanks for telling me. I'll be sure to remember that name.
I can't see doing so holding any real purpose for you.
Well, you opened up and disclosed something you didn't have to. That has some meaning, at least.
Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
No. You don't have to call him again. We understand. It was just a harmless thing.
No, I did not. The Black Workshop? Loaned? Sounds like stuff worth remembering.
It does. Definitely does. Alright, one more room left before we head up to the second floor. Is it gonna be Duvalie? Yes.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
Didn't I see her in Legram?
Who goes there? Wait! You're the Ashen Knight's pilot!
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros. Duvalie the Swift, right?
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced?
It's not normal, but you can hardly be called a lady, come on.
You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear! Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
So, now that we're understood, what do you want? Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own. But for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever. I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at.
Yeah, Vida's plan. The one thing they've been working on for years. Which I still think has something to do with gathering up all of the knights. Not just the Azure and the Ashen one, but all elemental knights. Because I think there is one for each, at least.
Just so we're clear,
that's me.
That lord you keep mentioning isn't Vida Clotilde, is it?
No.
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the seventh, not the second. She is the leader of the Stahlritter, the great light which guides us, gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all, and oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stahlritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her.
Well, one day we'll see, I'm sure of it.
No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stahlritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
I guess she hasn't made the rank yet.
You just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the Society's leader, the Grandmaster. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness. But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
I didn't say you weren't. But it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
I think you might have got her right there, Rean.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence. Now get the hell out of my room!
Right on point.
She chased me out. I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden.
Me too.
Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden?
I think there is some connection, but what that is, other than maybe fighting style, look, and being there at the castle, we'll see.
Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
See, even Rean is making that connection now. Alright, only one thing left to do, and that is going to the second floor. Oh, wait. Things have changed. The second person is standing there right now. There wasn't an exclamation point on the top. I'm guessing that maid was probably in front of the door, not allowing us in there until we've talked to everyone down here. Well, we just did that, and for now, I'm gonna leave it here for this episode. Next time, we're gonna go up to the second floor, to the room, and see who that lady is. I think it's Elise, but it could also be Princess Elvin, even though I think his sister seems more logical in my head, but both is a valid choice. And maybe, who knows, maybe it's someone totally different, but the only way we can find out is going upstairs, knock on that door, and see who it is. And maybe based upon that, Rean can make his decision on what he actually wants to do. But that's going to be on the next one. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time to figure out who the lady is behind the door. See you then. Bye-bye.